If you've seen anything from Forspoken's gameplay trailers, you know that this is probably going to be a massive game from Square Enix. I want to start by saying that it really excites me to see a brand new concoction of open world design with all these spells and special effects and cool maneuverability. I also want to note that a lot of the people who made this game were the same people who made Final Fantasy 15. That all said, I've really been thinking about the story of the game, and something I want to mention is that it seems like the gameplay trailers don't really show much of the story or the dialogue, and what we've seen from the plot introduction is fairly minimal when we look at Square Enix's history of delivering huge narrative-driven games like Final Fantasy. Historically speaking, I've actually really enjoyed Square Enix's ability to write a story, and I'm hopeful that this title is going to deliver something amazing. However, if you go over to YouTube, you might notice that not everyone is super impressed with the plot introduction or the gameplay trailers that we've seen so far. To conclude, I find all this very interesting because the responses range from the game looks empty to even criticizing the developer's capacity to write a good origin story for someone that's not their race. It seems like commentators are fairly mixed on this, but a lot of people really don't care who writes the character. And after all, Forspoken is meant to be an isekai story, with our hero being suddenly teleported to a different world, leaving the developers a lot of wiggle room to write a fun story. Ultimately, I'm really curious about Forspoken, and I'm even more curious about what you think of it, so let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching the video.